Hi, I'm Chris from Future Music. We're here on the Samson stand with Eric, who's going to take us through their new controllers and monitor range. Eric.
Hey. How you doing, guys? This year at NAMM we have a couple new controllers that we're introducing. Starting down here, these are our mini Graphite range. We have a 32 key keyboard, velocity sensitive key bed, pitch and mod ribbon controls. Got a volume knob, a sidable data encoder, sustain button, octave controls. Then we have our M25, which is a 25 key version that gives you some more controls here. We've got 4 velocity sensitive drum pads, dedicated transport controls, assignable encoders, master encoder, ribbon and pitch and mod controls as well. Again, velocity sensitive key bed. And then moving on, we have our MD13, which is a drum pad controller. A couple cool features about this product. The drum pads are actually arranged chromatically, so you can play bass lines, for example, on them, as well as trigger clips, play drums, anything really that fits your needs. They're velocity sensitive backlit pads. We also added a crossfader on this one, 4 assignable buttons around the master encoder, and an additional 4 function keys here, all up to you.
These are all backlit as well?
Just the pads and the buttons are, yes. And then the 6 encoders here are also assignable. And then finally we have our MF8, which is a fader port control. You got 8 faders, 8 encoders, dedicated solo and mute buttons for each channel, assignable function keys, a crossfader, as well as your master encoder and 4 additional function buttons. These are good for mobile musicians, Ableton Live, DJ rigs, even in the studio at home if you just need an additional controller to augment what you're doing. Mobile music on the go. These will work with iPad, MIDI-enabled applications, and they're a really good solution to portable music and just adding on to your situation that you have already. And our flagship model here is the Graphite 49. This is a full-size 49-key semi-weighted velocity-sensitive key bed. You're going to have your 9 faders here, your 9 encoders, 16 function buttons, transport controls. The cool thing about this keyboard, well, it's a lot of cool things, but the keys have aftertouch as well as the drum pads. And you get 2 banks for these drum pads, so you're going to get a total of 8. And the other cool thing is this big old LCD screen here will show you the value of any parameter on the fly and also allow you to edit that parameter without having to use an editor librarian. So if you're in a situation where you need to change the value of this encoder on the fly real quick, you can do that directly on board rather than having to go through an editor. We also have dedicated octave and transpose buttons, standard pitch and mod wheels, and an array of presets that come loaded with it for every major D&W, as well as user slots to make your own presets.
And what's this made from? We've been touching it. It's sort of like a coated plastic or something?
Yeah, it's an interesting kind of plastic. It's actually kind of got this brushed aluminum look. However, it's it's a plastic chassis. It's fairly lightweight, but still pretty resilient. And another cool thing you'll notice is the profile this way is pretty slim compared to a lot of controllers in this category. We did that because when you're sitting at a desk, you want to have it where you can still have everything in front of you and not have to really reach. As well, if you're using a 2-tier stand, a lot of times you have to reach in for your controls. We kept them nice and close this way, so you're not having to reach, and everything's pretty ergonomic there for you. The Graphite 49 is $199 retail. There's a 25 key version of this, which is $149. When these come out, these are future models that are non-working prototypes right now, but when they come out later in the year, this M32 is going to be $79.99. The M25 will be $69.99, and both of these will retail at $59.99. And we're looking at an early summer release for these mini controllers.
Okay. So moving on to these new monitors, tell us a little bit about those.
These are our Media 1 BTs. They're available in 3, 4, and 5-inch speakers, and they have Bluetooth on board. So you're able to pair any Bluetooth-enabled device with these little monitors.
So they're a little bit more multimedia orientated
exactly,
rather than studio.
Small project studio, but very good multimedia speakers, everyday speakers, and they're available in 3, 4, and 5, as I said. It's completely redesigned face. We have an older version of these Media 1s without the Bluetooth, so it's been completely revamped. The cones have been revoiced. They sound great. The Bluetooth is obviously a very cool feature. Moving up from there, we have our new Resolve SE series. This is a overhaul, or next generation, if you will, of our older Resolve monitor series. What we've done here is a completely redesigned cabinet. We've revoiced the cones, redid the tweeters. Everything's brand new. Just kept the name as part of that product legacy. And they're available in 5, 6, and 8-inch models. But their Resolve SEs are sold individually rather than in pairs, and the Media 1 BTs will be sold in pairs.
Okay. Well, they're not going to be too different from, say, the previous series, I guess. No. It's going to be around that price point.
Yeah.
Okay. Wicked. Well, thanks very much, Eric.
Thank you guys.